the national highway. At a time when we are talking about specific calculations, about over 800 kgs of explosives have been stacked in 4 buildings that are set in Holy Faith H2O. I'm told over 200 kgs of explosives have been stacked to ensure the implosion that would happen, which would bring down these buildings, the demolition of these buildings.
Right. So, Sneha, how many sirens in total went off today? There were preparations that were being done since morning. Just tell us a little about the preparations that have been going on since morning.
Well, in total, there are supposed to be 10 sirens that really would have taken off. We are waiting for a major siren right now, which is when the blast would take place. Let me try and give you what the official plan for the sirens really were, and that is also kind of important. These are for different days and for different buildings that are different. But today, the span between the implosion of the 2 complexes is very narrow. The Holy Faith H2O should have gone minutes before it subsides. We'll have to see how long really does this last.
Right, so this is precisely the reason why the neighborhood buildings were evacuated.
That would be going up are the 2 buildings that you're seeing, the alpha complexes. And if the PCR could just patch my audio, I can hear my own audio. So this is perhaps what the Supreme Court was talking about being a huge deterrence, about what the Supreme Court had called blatant violation of coastal regulation zone rules. But even as this implosion has happened, we have to see what really has been the impact on its surroundings.
Right, and more such buildings are going to get demolished in a similar way. Those visuals on your screen are from Kochi from just a few minutes ago. The first of the 4 buildings has been demolished by the implosion technique, and the area is now covered with a dense cloud of dust and debris, and more such buildings are also going to be demolished. Supreme Court had ordered the demolition of these towers because of alleged violation of coastal regulation zone rules. Remember, this is an activity that the Kerala government is conducting. It is one of the most massive demolition drives that has taken place in this country, involving residential complexes. Unprecedented, really. Let's go back to get more updates from Sneha after a short break.
Third siren, which is the siren we are hearing right now, is the siren which would indicate the implosion of the H2O plant. And I'm just giving way because this is something that is expected any time from now, because this is the siren which we are hearing. You know, even as I speak right now, you can just look at the complete smoke behind me. It's a cloud. It's literally engulfing.
These visuals on your screen are from Marad in Kochi, where a tower of one of the 4 buildings has already been demolished. As you can see, the area has been covered by a cloud of dust and debris, and there are more such buildings that are going to be demolished. Let's go back to Sneha Merikoshi for more. Sneha.
Well, here we still have the dust, Ruby. It's still visible. It's spreading. Before it subsides, we'll have to see how long really does this last.
Right, so this is precisely the reason why the neighborhood buildings were evacuated.
That would be going up are the 2 buildings that you're seeing, the alpha complexes. And if the PCR could just patch my audio, I can hear my own audio. So this is perhaps what the Supreme Court was talking about being a huge deterrence, about what the Supreme Court had called blatant violation of coastal regulation zone rules. But even as this implosion has happened, we have to see what really has been the impact on its surroundings.
Right, and more such buildings are going to get demolished in a similar way. Those visuals on your screen are from Kochi from just a few minutes ago. The first of the 4 buildings has been demolished by the implosion technique, and the area is now covered with a dense cloud of dust and debris, and more such buildings are also going to be demolished. The Supreme Court had ordered the demolition of these towers because of alleged violation of coastal regulation